Hi, this is Monica Potter. Is this Matt?
Sure is. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. You ready to just dive into this, or where are you right now?
I am in L.A.
In L.A. Cool. On set, or are you at home? Do you have time?
Oh, I am at home right now. Actually, I'm in between. My daughter's performing in an art camp today, so I'm running back and forth. There's 3 performances, so we just got through one. I have to be back in a little bit, but
we'll make it quick then.
Yeah, no problem.
Won't take too much of your time. So I guess let's just start into it right with the character, because in the spring you said you wanted her to loosen up. Now that I assume you've started shooting or maybe seen scripts for this season, does Christina loosen up at all?
That's funny you should say that. I came into this season talking to, our director and producers, like, I just want Christina to have more fun and smile more, because my kids are always saying how much I don't smile, and they're like, you joke a lot more at home, and whatever. So they wrote Christina this year. It's the complete opposite again. I'm not going to be smiling a whole lot, but I'm going to try and find, situations as to where I can. That's where she has a little bit of fun. She's diagnosed with breast cancer, so.
Right, so there's not so much fun to be had with that.
There's not, but I have some friends that have gone through it, and they say that you have to find the light in it, and so I'm going to try to do that with, and just as long as it's honest, I think it'll be okay.
Absolutely. That must be tough to play, because you do, like you said, you have friends that went through it and were upbeat, and you try and be positive through it, but at the same time, you want to bring the seriousness of breast cancer to the show. So how do you play that as a character, trying to be light about it, but also know that there's a gravity behind it?
I don't know yet, because we're only on week 3 of shooting. I think that those scenes will come into play when we start to shoot, going through chemo and all of that stuff. So our writer and director, producer's wife actually had breast cancer, so I am going to rely heavily on her as well for some guidance, because I don't want it to be jokey joke or, there has to be a balance, I think, like everything in life.
Absolutely. You mentioned the writers there. Do they write a lot from your personal experiences? Do you bring stuff in? And because you said this one's writing from his wife's perspective, right?
Yeah, we use everything, honestly. We use things that, some things that our storyline will bring into the storyline, like, oh, this happened to me, or, oh, I can elaborate on this, and then we just sort of go from there, and they do listen to what's going on in our lives and to what's happened in our lives, and it's like a group effort a lot of the time, but our writers are great, so whatever they have to say, we sort of follow. Mm-hmm. Although here and there last year, we sort of would go off book a lot and just sort of do our own thing, and I think this year they're going to be a little stricter with us.
All right. What was it like out there? Because I heard you did the big scene with Peter, the big emotional jealousy scene. That was kind of ad hoc a little bit.
That one was, we looked at it a few times and talked to Larry, our director-writer, who did that scene, and he just said, throw the pages away. So we had to pull from, 3 seasons. I'm going on lack of sleep here.
Right.
3 seasons, and just make it real. Make it a real fight about, real things, and make it messy, and make it real, and make it hit home. And I think that we did that. It was really scary. We did 2 takes. We had 3 cameras up, and it felt like a reality show. Camera guys were tripping over camera. It was like crazy, but it was so fun and so exhilarating that I was just like, this is so fun. It was just the best. It was really cool because the crew guys got into it. Everyone was so happy about it. It was just a fun scene.
Do you come from that background? Are you an improv? Are you used to that?
I love improv. Took some classes, but I'm not from Second City or anything.
Right. That's cool, though.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
You know what I found out while doing a little research for this, and I'm talking to Erica next week as well, is that Max doesn't actually have Asperger's in real life.
No.
So how is he not nominated for an Emmy yet? Because that is unbelievable.
I don't know. He is just so good. He's just so good. And like everybody on our cast, it's like, the whole Emmy thing, everyone's like, your show should have got nominated and da-da-da.
Right. Well, I don't even mean that. I just mean more recognition, because that kid's doing an amazing job as something I think a lot of people... Right?
Yeah. He's just more recognition, and I think it has to come from the powers that be, too. I think that if our show... We have a lot of followers, and we have a lot of people that really love the show. We just need to do more publicity, maybe, and have him get, a little bit more out there and recognized for his work. So who knows? I'm just so proud of him. I've watched him grow up in the past 4 years, and I'm best friends with his mom, and it's really cool. It's really, really an awesome thing.
What kind of prep work did you know going into it, knowing that you'd have a child with Asperger's on the show? Did you do research? Did you meet with kids? How did you find Christina?
I did nothing at first because honestly, because I wanted it to be real to me. Because we were going into this not knowing what was wrong with our son.
Right.
So as we progressed in the scenes and the episodes, I found out different things by doing research just like Christina did. So I didn't want to know anything. I wanted it to feel fresh and like we were on these uncharted waters. And Peter and I, we sort of did the same thing and just sort of tried to figure it out along the way. Now I know so much about it, which is really great. And this show has helped bring to light this epidemic within, with the kids and everything. Because years ago, nobody really knew what this was.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like so prevalent and so, the subject matter is so timely, and I think it's going to help a lot of people, diagnose their kid when they just thought they were, something was wrong with them. Well, now there's a name for it and a face for it.
Absolutely. It's interesting that you're doing the healthy, and I don't know if you're going to want to answer this or not. I'm just throwing this out at you because I know you do the healthy eating campaign thing, and I'm big into trying to figure out what is causing all these kids to have ADHD and Asperger's, and all this stuff is very prevalent. Do you think it has to do something with what we're eating as a society? You don't have to answer that. That's just something I think about.
No, I'm so open to talking about this because I'm actually studying about what we're eating and the environment and our cleaning supplies. I'm embarking on making I love to clean and I love to I know it sounds funny, but I all of the stuff that we have in our homes and what we're doing with the environment, what we're eating, everything. So I think about, the wires that are hanging over our houses. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, what's going on with that? Are we checking on all of this? Is it's so interesting to me because I feel like, it's on the rise, and I feel like it has to be something with what we're doing as a society, as a nation. I was reading an article this morning. I was mixing some of my own cleaning solvents.
Mm-hmm.
And, back in the day, they used to use coconut oil-based soap for everything. And now they use, because they wanted it to be cheaper, now they cut it and they're using, more bleach and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And since then, there's been a rise in, cancer and all this stuff. So I think that there's this great movement going on right now to build, healthier environments within our homes, within our schools, within our play, everything. So I think that, your question is really important, and I think people really need to become aware of what's going on, how we're eating, the plates that we're eating on, the lead, all of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a tough thing. I don't know how we get that. I guess you just keep throwing it in people's face, and hopefully they start to think, and you can really only hope for that.
Well, yeah, and just bringing awareness to it. Like our show is very involved with Autism Speaks, and we, do a lot with them, and just so that people are interested, and just because your kid doesn't have it, they're somehow affected by it. You know what I mean? Like, it's scary. My husband and I talk about, well, do we want to have another baby? And it's like I'm 41 now, and, as you get older, I'm like, I have 3 kids already. I don't know. It's scary. You know what I'm saying? And how weird is it to think like that?
Yeah. But, yeah, it crosses my mind. I'm 29, and we're talking about starting to, and it's, you think about it, it's hesitant, because it's fun. It's fun. I know we don't have much time, but I'm going to say this anyway. When I was a kid, no, it's fine. When I was a kid, I used to watch these commercials about the future, and you see people wearing gas masks and all this stuff, and you're like, oh, that's never going to happen. Our air is fine. But now it's starting to oh, wait a second. Maybe we're going towards that point. Yeah. But anyway.
I think that it's so true, and especially living in this town.
Right.
Living in L.A., it's like, ooh.
Yeah, something else. But anyway, let's talk, we don't have much time. Let's talk about the show. We should be doing that. So.
Whatever.
Yeah. Hattie's moving away to Cornell this year. Your daughter on the show is moving away. You have a son who's in his early 20s, as far as I know. So did he move away? Did that prepare you for what you need to bring to Christina in that terms?
With Danny, it was like, it was sort of, he was so independent anyway. When I took him to the airport, it was sad, but it was sort of like, I had this feeling that he'd be back. He was going away. He went to Colorado, and then he actually moved from Colorado to Wyoming, University of Wyoming, to play football.
Nice.
And I just knew, I had a feeling that he'd be back just because I knew how much he loved California, and I had a feeling he'd want to go to film school. So sure enough, he's back. He's in film school. So I can compare the two in the sense where it's really heartbreaking to see your kid go. With her, it was really, really heartbreaking because I love her, and I, as a person, Sarah, and as my daughter on the show, I also just was really, I don't know, I just really felt like she was leaving. Like, we were in the airport, and it was really sad, and I don't get to see her, because she's in the storyline, she's at Cornell, so I don't see her every day like I did last season, and I miss her. It's just, it sucks.
Aww. Well, you guys, you live in the same town. You can hang out from time to time.
I know, but then, I come home from work, and then she's doing her own thing, and then I'm doing my own thing, and it's just, and I need to make it a point. But I send her texts, and I call her, and I sent her flowers for her birthday. So I'm like, she's my real kid.
Oh. What's Ray Romano like? Have you had a chance to work with him yet this season, or is that more other people's storylines?
That's other people's storylines. I met him the first day we were doing a fitting together. Well, not together. He had his fitting.
Right. Yeah.
But he's really nice. He's a really nice, really laid back guy. He's just like, whatever. He's just cool.
What about you? Are you that way? Or are you more not so much?
I can be.
Okay.
It depends on the day and my hormones. I can be really, really hyper neurotic, and then other days, like this week, I've just been kind of out of it, kind of whatever, and kind of laid back. But I am normally very hyper aware of everything and go, and always probing and thinking and doing, and it's like and then there are other times where I'm just kind of whatever, laid back and, not trying to fix everything at once.
Right. Yes, it gets a little daunting at times.
It does. When you think about everything, it's like you got to let go,
Just like you want your character to do. That's very fitting.
Right, yeah. Exactly. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but hoping to, hoping the season won't be all crying.
Right. There'll be some happiness. What if this is the last season? What do you want to do? What do you want to do next? Do you want to stay on TV? Because you had that little Boston Legal stint for a while too.
I did. I did this show called Trust Me for a minute. It was on for one season.
Oh yeah, right.
It was fun. Yeah. You know, I would like to stay in television. Not necessarily hour-long drama. I'd really like to develop a half hour.
Comedy or dramedy, or what do you want to do?
Comedy.
Oh yeah, okay.
Kind of like The Office, and everybody says that, but I really think that's. I love comedy. I studied it, and I just think that I just haven't done it because people only see me cry.
Right.
My friends are like, "What is going on with you? You just got like stuck in this cry mode." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know."
Well, you're good at it. You got to flaunt those talents.
Yeah. See. So we'll see. It's just, you know, it's all good.
Do you find comedic acting harder? I've heard a lot of people say comedy is harder, even though it might, to an outsider, seem easier.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like it depends on what kind of comedy. Like if it's like, I don't know. I kind of feel it's not harder.
Well, that's a personal thing. That might be for you. Okay.
Yeah, maybe for me
it comes easier to you. That's totally valid.
Or just different, maybe just a little different.
I think it might be more of the. Actually, I'm trying to think of who I've spoken to about this. I think it was a comedian who told me that the comedy acting was harder because the timing is different when there's cameras around. I can't remember what he said. Never mind. It would have been a lot remember if I can remember the quote, but
I think it's well, maybe we're talking about two different types of comedy. Because if it's, I find the funny things coming from a place of reality. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like sure. I think not like set up joke. But I think that's hard. I think it's easier if things come from tragedy and you can just, and it's just so pathetic. And I like dark comedy. Maybe that's what I like.
Okay. No, that makes sense. I get you.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else did I have on here? Oh, 5 questions. We do something called 5 questions. 5 quick questions, 1-word answers, and then I'll let you go and you can get back to your day.
Okay.
Spielberg or Scorsese?
Spielberg.
Lennon or McCartney?
The other two.
Kubrick or Hitchcock? Oh no, finish. Go for it. Say what you're going to say.
I love the song. It's my favorite song. Here Comes the Sun.
Oh, okay. So, Harrison.
I have to say it's Harrison. Yeah, I have to say Harrison.
Cool. Kubrick or Hitchcock?
Hitchcock.
Role you're most proud of?
Role I'm most proud of. I'm with Lucy.
Cool. And in one word, Parenthood.
Chaos.
Nice.